Hi, I'm Todd Nauck. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's art video episode, I'll be doing a remarque. I'll be showing you my process of how I draw a remarque on a comic book cover. Now this is different than drawing on a blank sketch cover. As if you follow comics, you know the past 10, 15 years, publishers put out blank sketch covers that you can get a brand new image drawn as a one-of-a-kind cover on a given comic book. And those are still a lot of fun to do, and I plan to do more of those. I really enjoy drawing on blank covers. But what has become really popular in the past few years are these remarques, where it is a small drawing or sketch even drawn on a printed comic book cover. There's an image on this cover and we're drawing an image on top of that. So a lot of people ask me, how do you draw on a printed cover? What is the process? In this video, we're going to go through that process and I'll show you the steps that I go through to do that. And a lot of it involves using paint markers to do the color of the illustration. And I'm using a brand new product from Copic. Copic has now launched their new Acrea markers. It is a water-based, opaque, non-toxic, acid-free paint marker, water-based paint marker, and they invited me to be a part of their campaign. They even gave me a coupon code to share with y'all. So if you want to pick up some stuff at Copic, you want to pick up their Acreas or anything else, check out the store link to their store in the video description below and use my code NAUCK10, N-A-U-C-K, which is my last name, and the number 10, NAUCK10, for 10% off your entire order. So just click on that and use it because that code is only going to last for about 90 days. So you got till about March 3rd, 2025 to take advantage of this deal. So let's check out the colors real quick. They come in 4 sets of 6 different paint markers. There is the light set with the colors coral pink, custard beige, cream yellow, apple green, turquoise blue, and lilac. There is the essentials set with the colors snow white, rich black, cool gray, sepia, gold, and silver. There is the deep set with the colors red bean, dark rose, custard yellow, peacock green, pansy, and indigo blue. And there is the vivid set with the colors flamingo pink, tomato red, mandarin orange, lemon yellow, leaf green, and sky blue. They also sent me a mason jar to draw on because these paint markers work on glass, iron, plastic, paper, wood, even fabric apparently. They also sent me these coasters here, a half wood, half black marble coaster, and a half wood and white marble coaster. So if y'all would like to see me draw on any of these, leave a comment in the comment section below. And if enough of y'all request it, then maybe I'll give it a go. So, but in the meantime, let's get to work on this cover remarque. All right, so here we go. So this is a comic book I did for Marvel. It's called the Spider-Man Homecoming Prelude. This is a movie adaptation comic of Captain America Civil War, but only the Spider-Man parts. And Marvel released this as a 2-issue miniseries to kind of hype people up for the first Spider-Man Marvel movie, Spider-Man Homecoming. So that's why it's called the Prelude. And this is a lot of fun to draw. And getting to Captain America Civil War is one of my favorite Marvel movies, so it was really fun to get to do that adaptation. So I'm drawing this Spider-Man headshot here, this profile on this cover. So what I do is I start with because pencil doesn't show up well on the printed comic, I use a multi-liner pen, and I just rough in the basic shapes. I just kind of get the basic head shape, where the face is, where his eye lens are, just really simple details, because those aren't really going to be a major factor once I start to move into the next stages of the process. Usually when I draw something like on a blank sketch cover, I pencil it, I ink it, then I color it. This we have to work a little differently. I sketch it out in ink first, then I take some acrylic paint, I take some white acrylic paint, any brand really will do, and I will apply this to over the sketch. I will paint over the sketch with white as a base. For other brands of markers I've used, it's been a help to kind of have that white base so the colors lay in a little more flat, little more vibrantly. So it takes a little bit of time to do this. You got to paint it in, let it dry, add another coat, let it dry. So you can also use a hair dryer to kind of help dry it off a little faster. Set it on low, on cool, and that will help the paint dry a little faster and save you a little time. Or you can just set it aside, work on something else, come back and do the next stage. So once the paint is dry, come in with pencil and kind of rough in those shapes again, like Spidey's jawline and his eye lens here. Now, I've drawn Spider-Man a bajillion times because that's one of the comics I'm most known for drawing are Spider-Man comics. So I know pretty much can draw Spider-Man without the guidelines. So the pencil doesn't show up really well all that much here, but it doesn't really matter in this sense. So now I'm coming in with those Acrea paint markers, and I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with these markers. They are truly opaque, and Copic says they're streak-free, and I'm finding that to be the case. They're really a great paint marker. I don't think I needed to do this white base coat to then add the color on top of it. It's not like a deal breaker that I did that I did the white base coat. It's not like a problem. But I think it's a step I can skip with these markers. So they come in really smooth. The tips are great, and with any paint marker, you got to go through the step here of priming it, where you just kind of tap it on push the pen tip into the paper to kind of break the seal, and then shake it up to get the ink flowing, and it flows really nicely. And I'm really impressed with how smooth it goes onto the surface that I'm drawing, and how streak free it really is compared to other brands. Really impressive. So once that full base coat of red is dry, I'm going to come in with another color here, a little bit of a lighter shade of red, more of closer to a pink, not a bright pink. It's kind of a muted red. And for some highlights, I'm going to come in with some highlights here to give Spidey just a little more depth. So I'm picking a light source that's kind of straight above him, maybe a little bit off to our right towards his forehead. So that's where more of that highlight is going to kind of go. A little bit of a reflected light here on like the back of his jaw. We'll drop a little highlight here down the striation of the neck muscle. Maybe a little bit over here towards the back of the head, just to help kind of give it a little more body, a little more depth. Maybe a little bit of that clinch of the jaw right there. Right here on the kind of little bit of the shoulder muscle, just drop in a little bit right there. And yeah, so just go through and add these little bits to add a little eye candy there. Now, so we've sketched out, we're doing the colors next. I'm going to do all the colors here in block shapes and layering the colors on top, even using the Acrea white here from the Essential set to really get a vibrant white for the eyes. You can see here as it layers in there, it's covered over that streaky acrylic paint I've used, coming in with the white. It's really much more solid. Really like how this looks. Now with the Spider-Man lens, I could leave it just white, but I like to add a little bit of a horizon, like a reflection to it. So I'm coming in with this kind of teal color. I forgot what the name of this one is called. Let's see if I can find out what that is. I think this color is the turquoise blue, and then I'm coming in with I think that was the indigo blue, and this is the turquoise blue. I really should have written these colors down as I was using them. I was so excited that I didn't really pay attention to the names of the colors I was using necessarily. But coming in with a kind of a darker blue for the horizon, then the lighter blue for below that, and just to kind of give the lens a little bit of texture and a little more color to this headshot. Now coming in with the black. I'm going to now draw in the lens, which I'm going to overlap both the red and the white. After the red and white, well, the red was already dry. I had to make sure the white and the light blues were fully dry. And now I can just shape out the lens, the black part of the lens, as needed. I can make the white of the lens as narrow as I want or as wide as I want. So I just can come in and adjust as needed, but just really create that black lens trim shape as I go here. And also using this black as to kind of start the inking process. So the contour outline around Spider-Man's head, I'm using the same black Copic Acrea marker. And considering the shapes and how I would ink normally if I were inking with one of my traditional multi-liner pens, but I'm getting a nice thick black outline around Spidey's head here. And it helps also cover up some of those extra sketchy multi-liner lines that I'd used before. Using this here for a little thicker line for his jaw, where his ear is, and I just filled up the top of his head, and now coming in with a little bit of gray to put that kind of a little bit of a highlight that's reflecting onto the black there, how we sometimes do that to help give his lens trim a little bit of a shape. Now coming in with the blue, and this is where I really realized I don't need, I can just go straight into the cover without having to put the white base. It's that strong of an opaque color that I can just skip that whole stage, and I really am excited about that because I'm just coming in straight with the blue. I've run out of that white base space, and now I'm just going blue straight onto the actual cover stock here, and it is just as vibrant as if it were the parts that are overlapping those little bits of white that had left. So really, really great, strong, opaque quality to these pens. So now that the ink is completely dry, the color ink is completely dry, the paint, I should say, is dry. Now I'm coming in with a multi-liner, using a Copic multi-liner here to ink in the web lines or the details of the character's face. I like to come in with the multi-liner and ink over the paint to get all those small, tiny details. And I can utilize the different size nibs of the different multi-liners that I have to get just that right line weight for the details. And the multi-liner goes over this dried paint really smooth. It takes to it really well. It's really feel good and feel comfortable inking on top of it. Doesn't feel like there's going to be a mess. It's just really nice. And Copic said that these paint markers layer well with each other and other media, and I'm experiencing that here in this video and really am excited about that as well. So with the Spider-Man mask, I always start with it's like a bicycle spokes. So starting from the center of the face, there's the spokes of the web, and then I do the kind of the radial pattern to follow. Just want to add a few more details to like the musculature here, like for that shoulder muscle and the neck muscle, just a little bit. Don't want to add too much. Don't really need to add too much detail there because of the spiderwebs helping convey the volume of Spider-Man. But now I just go around and around and around, starting from the center. I always like to start from the center of the mask and work my way outwards. And just line them up so that they stay in a nice concentric sort of radial pattern. It's always a little bit tricky heading towards the back of the head to where the front of the face and the neck meet, that whole back of the head part. So, but like I said, I've drawn Spider-Man a bajillion times in a lot of comics. I've gotten used to it. I've kind of solved the equation, so I can kind of do this just right out of my imagination. I've done it so many times. My brain is kind of trained for that, so I didn't need to pencil it in. I feel confident just going straight to the inks. I imagine one could pencil over this this paint pretty well, and maybe I'll have to give that a try in a future art video. Maybe on one of the coasters, or maybe on the mason jar. I don't know, but just put my my signature here and the date, and my autograph there. And there we go. There's the finished remark. These are a lot of fun to do, and hopefully my videos provided you some tips and tricks on how you can draw remarks on your comics. And if you want to take advantage of the the 10% off sale at the Copic website with my code. Use my code NAUCK10, N as in November, AUCK 10, at checkout to save 10%. And that coupon code's going to be good till about March 3rd, 2025. So don't delay. And I'm really glad I got a chance to hang out with y'all, and I hope to do it again real soon. But until that time, I'm Todd Nauck. Keep on drawing, keep having fun. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.